Alright, starting the recording, putting on the background music, and let's just get this started. I'm kinda tired, but I haven't posted anything on YouTube for a while, so like why not, right? I'm gonna review again like so many titles. But this time I'm gonna go down I'm gonna like list them all and then go through them one by one. So for we'll start with the film Catching Feelings, and then Jurassic World Rebirth, If I Had Legs I'd Kill You, Eternals, A Simple Plan, The Nickel Boys, The Black Phone 2, Death of a Unicorn, Bugonia, The Alabama Solution, LA Firestorm Series, Polite Society, Fire and Ash, Predator Badlands, Tron Ares, Caddo Lake, The Tip, State of Fear, A Time for Bravery, the MASH series show, The Wailing, Barandar, The Singers, and The Pit. Oh, and I forgot to add also, I watched another one, Dora and the Lost City. That might be one of my favorite movies for a long time. That was just better than I thought it was gonna be. And what else did I watch? Oh, this one called The Orphans, yeah. So I'm gonna try to keep this all under 30 minutes, and I'm gonna fail, so I might do like another 2 or 3 parts of this. So first up is Catching Feelings, and as usual, I resort to Rotten Tomatoes because this is a pretty good like encapsulation of like a lot of different information regarding these films. Catching Feelings is a South African romantic drama comedy that gets pretty psychologically intense sometimes. Here's a synopsis. The lives of a formerly famous writer and his wife are disrupted when a famous and very self-indulgent author comes to stay with them. This movie is not really about it, but it's kind of like the movie Avatar, the Avatar series, where a lot of ideas about like colonialization, imperialism, and sort of cultural appropriation, like these are themes in this movie, but it's not really like what the movie's about. This movie's about how he's this guy, the main character is jealous and envious of this older gentleman who's much more experienced with life. This gentleman is sort of is the ideal sort of villain that the protagonist has built up in his head for much of his life. So it's a very interesting sort of rom-com and intense psychological thriller, I would say, in some respects, because taking place in South Africa and seeing South Africa like from a different sort of lens. Because me as an American, I was raised to think like a lot of weird mixed feelings about Africa, but it's cool to see a really like well thought out and made film there, and like kind of like niche sort of independent foreign films. Here on Rotten Tomatoes, you can see that it's got 100 on Tomato Meter, but the audience meter is 58. And to me, the audience meter on Rotten Tomatoes is really reflective of mainstream culture. So, like, I mean, I don't ignore it. I lean towards critics because I just watch too many movies, and I'm accustomed to sort of analyzing, like, in the cinematography of a movie, the music, the acting, the camera work, the plot, like what sort of messages it's implying or trying to like tell for the audience, like looking at it as more of a piece of art than just like casual entertainment, which I still do, you know, from time to time. Anyway, if you're interested in, okay, I've been on this film for too much, but if you're interested in how do I say it? South African cinema, like you want to watch a foreign film, but that it is in English. It's a South African production, and it does kind of follow the formula of like American rom-com films, but it's a different, you know, setting, different types of characters with accents, but it's all in English, so it's a very accessible film, I think, for mainstream American audiences, but just putting it like in a different sort of context and environment. Like the story is easy to follow, and I related to this because there were times in my life when I was very paranoid or jealous or envious of other people, especially when they have the attention of people I wanted attention from. So a bit of growing up there on my end, but it's nice to see a film like this that addresses that sort of like mindset head on, and that does sort of become like the main plot of this movie eventually. So the main plot of this movie, like the central conflict, kind of like kicks in halfway through, but so it seems like you're watching the movie like, where is this going? Like where are we headed? But that whole sort of journey until the actual conflict starts, that whole journey is pretty entertaining. Like a lot of great laughs, like interesting dark humor, but also really relatable, like normal, like funny humor that you would see in like comedy films. I can. This is just a great film. I've seen it twice. I don't know if I see it a third time. And also I have Wikipedia up here too, just in case like I want to like look up more information about it. But like I gotta move on. Next up, Jurassic World. Geez, Rebirth. Yeah, I mean, so this is a mainstream, like, I'm gonna say throwaway movie with not much to say about anything. It's just, if you want to, like, watch, Jurassic World, Jurassic Park movies, then, I think this is a pretty good sequel. Like, this is, like, I mean, from what you expect from Jurassic World, Jurassic Park movies, I think this one does it a little bit better, because it's, the cast is more diverse. The interactions with the dinosaurs, I would say, are more, they're like kind of like wilder, and the interactions are more consistent, and there are more types of dinosaurs. And what this franchise getting is insane and kind of stupid, obviously, as is getting. It's got a good mix of traditional, old and new sort of dinosaurs, I would say. And I just like the sort of creativity when it comes to, at least compared to like the other Jurassic World, the original Jurassic World trilogy. This one, kind of like does open it up to like, okay, we can kind of like get a little more creative and do different things with it. It's not so much of a rehash as I think like it's kind of made out to be, or people make it out to be. This is the Jurassic World film that I think I enjoyed the most. Ever like from the new Jurassic World movies. This being the fourth one, just in my opinion. But if you're looking for something deep, don't. But like, this is like mainstream American entertainment. Americans, myself, I don't know. I guess a lot of people are fascinated by dinosaurs because they make these movies and they're still making money. I'm kind of complaining, but kind of not. That's mixed feelings about this one. But if you like Jurassic World movies, the audience has a 70% higher than the critics' 50%, which I can see the critic scores. The audience scores, and this site does have reviews from audience members, and you can get like interesting sort of perspectives from critics and from audience members on Rotten Tomatoes. I know there are other sites like IMDb that does this, but I think Rotten Tomatoes does it in a more like direct, easily more accessible way to like look up that type of information when it comes to movie reviews and whatnot. Alright, how much time do we have left? How long have we been going? There's supposed to be a timer here, and of course I can't find it because I'm really tired. Oh, here we go. It's been 8 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna stop at 30 minutes. Okay, next up, if I had legs, I'd kill you. Yeah, there's a lot to say about this one. This is a film, you're gonna love it or hate it. I loved it because, being raised with mainstream American films, and now, like, obviously there are all types of films now coming out, especially when it comes to, like, independent films, like foreign films, or just, like, films that really mix genres together. If I had legs, I'd kick you, my bad. So anyway, yeah, I got Rose Byrne, classic actress here, and here she's doing like a smaller, more intimate film. And sorry, music's kind of loud. A little faster music than I thought I would have here. I do like the song, so we're gonna keep it. Okay, so the synopsis of this film is that with her life crashing down around her, Linda, played by Rose Byrne, attempts to navigate her child's mysterious illness, her absent husband, a missing person, and an incredibly hostile relationship with her therapist. Yeah, this is a very tense movie psychologically. Like, no one's really dying or getting killed, but a lot of the trauma here is like really psychological. You feel the stress of this character like non-stop from beginning to end. And for me, like watching it, like it does give me perspective on the situations like women put themselves in. And by that I mean because they don't really know what else to do. Um, like, and this character in this film kind of encapsulates like what I haven't really considered, all the anxieties that women could go through, but like to the nth degree. Yeah, because again, yeah, she attempts to navigate her child's illness, her absent husband, a missing person, an incredibly hostile relationship with her therapist. So, you know, for me, like this was new stuff. Like learning what the character is going through. Like I got a lot out of this film, so I really liked it. You know, but I have talked to just one other person about it. He did not like it, or he assumed he wouldn't like it. So this is the type of film where I feel like you gotta kind of be open to, like, once you hear about it, like what it's about, yeah, like you either don't want to watch it or you do want to watch it. And if you do want to watch it, you're most likely gonna like it. And if you don't want to watch it, but you do watch it, you're probably not gonna like it, if that makes sense. But yeah, the audience score is higher than I thought, 79%. Because this film to me kind of has a feminist vibe to it, in the sense that it really puts you in the shoes of like female characters, I think more so than most films. Yeah, like here, this random guy, not a critic, but you know, he says it's engrossing, it's funny, it's dark. Yeah, I would say that. Another person says inventive, the needling use of sound, and the blurring of reality and fantasy takes us under the skin of a woman at breaking point. Yeah, when it comes to like the breaking of reality and fantasy, it's just like, I mean, it's kind of clear what it is in the film. You're just sort of imagining like her stress kind of is expressed sometimes in artistic ways. But for the most part, yeah, this is obviously a very grounded, easy to follow film, plot wise, character wise. Oh, Conan O'Brien is in this film. He's a comedian. Mixed feelings about, but his positives are really, really positive. Like I kind of enjoy his sort of impact, I would say, on the comedy world. Anyway, I'm not talking about Conan O'Brien. I'm talking about If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. So if any of that sounds interesting, check it out. And again, I have Wikipedia here just in case I want to learn more information about it, but I don't know. I think we're good on that one. Next one is Eternals. Eternals, you've heard of it. It's the big Marvel film that came out a while ago. It's so when this came out, I immediately heard really mixed but mainly negative reviews about it, and I wish I didn't, because when I went in, I was kind of going in thinking, oh, this isn't gonna be great, but it was better than I thought the first time I saw it. And then sort of like years later, what year did this come out? Came out 2022, or just like a few years ago. But upon rewatching it a second time, I really like this movie because I almost want to say it almost perfectly balances what it kind of tries to do theoretically, which is make this giant epic story about these eternal beings and make it very intimate and small and put a story with it. So I don't really judge it judge a film, these Marvel films, when they kind of make weird like plot decisions just to tie it into the whole cinematic universe of the MCU. Because a lot of these movies are coming out, right? Like when they kind of get greenlit, like, you know, they kind of got to make it up as they go, because you never know what's going to happen, what's going to move forward, what's in development, you know, who's going to direct. Oh yeah, and the director of this is Chloe Zhao, and Chloe Zhao has made interesting films, and I feel like I've seen some of them. Hopefully this internet works. Okay, here we go. She made... Oh, I have not seen any of her other movies. Well, I do want to see The Writer. I heard of that one. Yeah, Nomadland, that's the one she made that I saw. Nomadland is it's like movies. So movies that are interesting if you're interested in like learning about like the different lives of different people. And for some reason, I'm in a phase of my life still, and I feel like it's a detriment sometimes because it distracts me. But learning about how different people live, how they work, and to go back to Eternals though, It is definitely more diverse than I thought, like on a second viewing, because a lot of the characters are kind of like some of them I would say are more comfortably fit into the world of the MCU. Some of Eternals more than others. Like for example, the I don't know her name. The fast one, like the female Flash. I don't know what her name is, but I do want to talk about her character real bit. In a bit for a bit. Her name is Lauren Ridloff, and I believe she actually is mute, and her character in the film is mute. So there are subtitles, I believe. I forget when she talks, but it was just so integrated into the story, or I mean, in the way the movie is presented to the audience, to the viewers. Like when I look back on all the Eternal characters, she's probably my favorite because of just how. Yeah, because I feel like she has to be a better actor than most because she cannot speak. Her character obviously does not either. So I think her emotions and the way she moves is a lot more like easy to sort of like emotionally follow compared to the others. That's a weird way to say it. I'm just saying because like upon second viewing, I just noticed how much she kind of stands out compared to the first one where I was kind of looking at the more big name actors like Salma Hayek and Angelina Jolie. Um, and like others too. Like it's a like these are big names. I don't even know all their names. It's not like I follow all these people anyway. Um, but it also I like the way the villain is also handled in this one. And I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but it does a good job of making like the antagonist increasingly seem more despicable and more like give you more reason to not like this person. And then at the end, there's a beautiful sort of moment, or the way that antagonist story sort of ends, and the reconciliation and acceptance that comes from him. Spoiler, it's a him, sorry. And with the Eternals, and other characters, like I actually felt for this villain because you see this person's, slight spoilers, story arc almost from the beginning and all the way to the end. And I didn't know it was headed, like this movie, the story was headed in this direction. Because things sort of shift during the movie. There is no sort of like consistent sort of villain, because a lot of history in the MCU and with the Eternals, is revealed throughout the movie, and that really does change, like, what you would consider is a good person, a bad person. So now, like, thinking about it even more, I like it more because it does, reveal the ambiguity, or sort of the or how history really does give context to how people are viewed, especially in some Marvel movies where there's a clear villain who's just a villain, and a clear like good person who's just a good person. So I really like this one, but I don't recommend it for everyone. And yeah, sadly, wait, what? Sadly, half of the critics don't agree with me. I would say most of them don't agree with me. But I'm surprised the audience is 77. That's interesting. I wonder how Eternals, says Emma F. And an ambitious superhero epic takes the MCU in intriguing yet confusing directions. Confusing, yes, I agree with that, because it does open a lot of doors. But I wonder, but I'm the type of person who watches Marvel movies just to kind of experience the movie, just to get something out of it. Like, I'm not really looking for every single like crack in the MC universe to be filled like with the most sense as possible, because these are fantasy films, right? Like, I can't really be too strict about it. Let's see. This person, Terrell H, says Eternals is a breath of fresh air in the MCU. I mean, yeah, it's very different. I mean, there's no other MCU like the Eternals. Even the MCU films after the Eternals, I don't know any that's like this. Like, it definitely seems like, even the way it's filmed with such like care, and almost too much care. I mean, if you like you can tell, like with the action scenes, or even like with the slower scenes, dialogue scenes. Everything is so staged. Everything is so set up, like, on the screen. And, like, I'd say other MCU films have a feeling of more, like, casual, confident rushness with the way things are viewed on the screen. But in Eternals, everything definitely looks more thoughtful. And that is kind of my only slight gripe with Eternals. Man, I've never reviewed movies like this, being tired. But I think it's nice because I think I'm able to express myself a bit more, and actually, like, dive into what makes these films interesting for me. Take a swig of this coffee real quick. So that's Eternals. Next up is gonna be A Simple Plan. What was this one about? I forget, and sometimes I forget, like, what films I've watched, but I make a note about them, and then, oh, A Simple Plan, yeah. Hey, how much time do we have? Alright, now we're at 21 minutes. I'll stop at 30. Alright, A Simple Plan. This is an older one from 1998. We got some big name American actors, at least before Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton, and directed by Sam Raimi. Oh yeah, I watched this because I was interested in, like, watching other Sam Raimi's films, because after hearing good things about his new one, Send Help, that's in theaters now, I think, I was thinking, like, what other Sam Raimi films have I not seen besides, obviously, the Spider-Man films, the Evil Dead ones, and the Doctor Strange one. And I saw this one online. I decided to check it out, and it's pretty good, because the horror, I'll tell you what the horror in the movie is. Alright, so while in the woods near their small town, upstanding local Hank Mitchell and his dim brother Jacob and their friend Lou discovered a crashed plane with two things in it: a dead pilot and a stash of more than $4 million. Although Hank is reluctant to keep the money, Jacob and Lou convince him otherwise, and they devise a plan to split the fortune. Things quickly go wrong, however, and dramatically affect the trio and those around them. That's a pretty good plot synopsis without giving away too much. I mean, that is the premise. Of course, that happens probably 15-20 minutes into the film, but you gotta have a setup, right? Anyway, it's scary because the film does a good job of making all the events in this, like, movie relatable. It makes all the everything that happens in the film, like, have it presented in a way that you can feel and relate to. And it's scary because it does a good job. I'm repeating myself, but the horror is imagining me in that situation, because this is a film that takes place in a small town with a very small cast of characters, and so it's very intimate. Everything is kind of, like, on the surface, at least as a film viewer. Like, the director's not really hiding much from the audience. Of course, their characters know things that other characters don't, but we know that. Like, we know what's going on as we're watching it. And it's interesting Sam Raimi decided to make a movie like this. And it kind of makes sense, though, when I think about it, because his other ones... I say because right when the singer here, Kid Rock says Big Rock. Anyway, but it makes sense, I think, that he would make a horror movie like this, because it is really scary. Especially when characters make bad decisions. Once the story kicks in, the plot kicks in. And I know people, myself included, that to some degree would make the bad decisions that some of these people make. And a lot of them are life and death, and a lot of them are stupid decisions, and a lot of them are desperate decisions. And just having it all in a very, simple story just makes it that much horrific, because it's not a complicated story, it's easy to follow. And apparently this is an A+, if this was, 91, not an A+, but an A. Let's see, critics' consensus: A Simple Plan is a riveting crime thriller full of emotional tension. Yeah. So, that's kind of it. Let's see, Raimi rejects the hyped up camera tricks and jockey shock effects and creates living, complex characters whose fates we care about. The result is easily his finest film to date. In that sense, yeah, I agree. Because when you think of his Spider-Man films and Evil Dead films, Sam Raimi does, kind of, close-ups, or, visually, enhancing, engaging, sort of camera work. Whereas like he doesn't really just kind of sit and watch like and film an event that takes place. You know, especially with Doctor Strange, you know, fancy like tricks with the camera and all that. Not in this one. Like A Simple Plan is definitely the anomaly, I would say, so far of the films I've seen from Sam Raimi, the anomaly Sam Raimi film, because there's no fantasy in this film. It's a straightforward, realistic story, and there's no fancy camera work. So if any of that sounds interesting, check it out. Yeah, that is A Simple Plan. What else we got here? Next up is The Nickel Boys. The Nickel Boys. That one is a new one that came out last year. Yeah, Nickel Boys. Oh, not The Nickel Boys, just Nickel Boys. So this one came out last year. What's the synopsis? Elwood Curtis's college dream shatters alongside a 2-lane Florida highway. Bearing the brunt of an innocent misstep, he's sentenced to the netherworld of Nickel Academy, a brutal reformatory sunk deep in the Jim Crow South. He encounters another ward, the Seen-It-All Turner. The two black teens strike up an alliance, Turner dispensing fundamental tips for survival, Elwood clinging to his optimistic worldview. Backdropped by the burgeoning civil rights movement, Elwood and Turner's existence appear worlds away from Reverend Martin Luther King's burnished oratory. Despite Nickel's brutality, Elwood strives to hold onto his humanity, awakening a new vision for Turner. Yeah, I mean, it's a sad film because, only because it is based on true stories. And I think that's where the inspiration for this one came up. And I think, yeah, like these characters are actually based on real characters. Well, let's see what critics could say. The consensus is that director Mamel Ross's stylistic radical approach to adapting Colson Whitehead's searing novel will be jarring for some, but Nickelhead's sense of immersion achieves the jaw-dropping effect of walking in other shoes. That's right. That's sort of the gimmick with this film. But it's a good gimmick because I haven't really seen a film tackle the subject matter in this sort of way. Because it is presented as a drama, not a documentary, even though it is based on, like, I think, real events. The camera is always, like, from the view of the protagonist. So there's no, like, third-person view in this film. Like, you're always like seeing like what the main character is seeing, and it's jarring at first, but I get used to it, or you probably get used to it, or at least it doesn't seem to like turn a lot of people off. I mean, high ratings like across the board, even 75% with audience members. Yeah, like directly, yeah, as Simran Hans says, Ross simply shows how each boy sees the world, drawing attention to where their gaze drifts. Because you're literally seeing what the main characters see. Literally. Like, it's kind of bizarre. So, of course, they're not always going to be looking at, like, the most important, like, points of the plot or the story. Their gaze will drift. They'll look at things that are seemingly unimportant. Sometimes they'll see things that are important. Or sometimes they don't want to look at things that they don't want to look at. So anyway, this movie is based off, like, yeah, real, like, reformation centers. How was this worded? Reformatories, yeah, in the Jim Crow South. I think during the 60s. I'm guessing, I don't know. But, young black men have, like, been murdered, or at least their bodies have been discovered. Like, this is real, like facts recently, if not, I don't know, past decade or two. So this film really is just to kind of, I think the main intention of it is to bring light to it, besides also like presenting it in an engaging, entertaining way so people can be aware of it. But I did enjoy Nickel Boys. I would not see it again unless it was for educational purposes, like to learn about American history. Because again, the camera work choice is great, and I like it. But I don't know if I would watch it again. But the story and the inspiration it comes from is inspiring, at least in the sense that it's good to know about this stuff. And especially as an American, or as someone from the US, I am enlightened and feel like better, a more informed American when I learn more about the country's history. And especially those who have like kind of worked in it for free but have not reaped the benefits, so to speak. I'm not gonna get too political now. We might be at 30 minutes. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, I'll continue in the next one.